making sure it doesn't catch on fire. So it's
Hi,
not
Cub Scouts! It's camping with Miss Messie. Isn't that so exciting? I sure miss Cub Scouts, and I am really sad that we don't get to plan a camping trip for this month. But this month, they are doing a jamboree online this weekend, so I'm super excited, and I want to get everybody ready for that. So if you want to participate in a big way, in a small way, any way you want. So it's Jody, and you can get more information by going to JOTA, Joda, J-O-T-I, Jody.info, okay? Now, this is going to be a lot online, so I want everybody to log on and do your cyber chip, okay? Make sure you're staying safe online. And then make sure that you get online with your parents, okay? They've got a virtual campsite you can look at. They've got ways that you can connect with scouts from around the world. And you Weeblos, if you're working on your Arrow of Light, that's one of your requirements, to connect with a scout in a different country. So this is a great opportunity for you. This is a special edition. They usually only do this once a year, but because we're all homebound, they are doing an extra one just for us. So how exciting is that? Well, let's get going on our campsite. You've already had the grand tour. We've got our camp chairs and our tent. Andrea, you set up this tent. How did you decide where it should go?
I decided over here because it was out of the way, and then my mom told me that it was off a hill. And also I chose it because you can see the mountains over there behind the trees. You can't really see the mountains over here.
And it's by trees, so it's more like an actual campsite.
Yeah.
Awesome. So she mentioned a lot of good things. Something she didn't mention, it's between the house and the fence, so it's going to be a little more protected from the elements if it starts to, if it gets really windy on us. And she did mention that there is a slight hill in our yard, and it slopes towards the back of the yard. So we're at the top of the hill over here. So again, if it starts to rain, all that rain will go away from us. So that's really good planning. Good job. She set it up all by herself. I'm very proud of her. Who helped you? It wasn't me.
It was Eli.
It was our Tiger Scout over there. He helped us with that. Good job, Eli. Now, when we get camping, it is really important that we know the outdoor code and the leave no trace principles. So we're going to go over those. First of all, the outdoor code says, you ready to start counting the leave no trace principles? We'll do those in a minute. The outdoor code says, as an American, I will do my best to be clean in my outdoor manners, to be careful with fire, to be considerate in the outdoors, and to be conservation-minded. Now, Eli, what do you think it means to be clean in your outdoor manners?
Be clean.
To be clean? So can we drop litter?
Nope. No.
I can see some litter right by your chair. It looks like we dropped. Thank you. What about you? What do you think it means to be clean in my outdoor manners?
It means to make sure you don't drop any food or...
Food? Yeah, that's really important.
Yeah, because if any animals find it, they're gonna depend on humans to feed them.
That's true. So yeah, I've got to be very careful with our food. Also things like, are we digging out a fire pit and leaving those evidence behind? That's not very clean in our outdoor manners. Nope. What about to be careful with fire? What does that mean, Eli?
Fire, don't play with fire. Fire.
Yeah, so hey, can I stick sticks in the fire and play around with it? Can I roast a hot dog over the fire?
Yes.
Can I add some wood to the fire without my mom watching?
No.
Or getting permission?
No.
If my mom is watching and says I can add some wood when it's needed, is that okay? All right. If I have a lighter and I sit here and flick, 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 is that safe?
No.
No.
That will make a fire.
What about where we put our fire? Should it be right under a tree?
No.
Should it be really close to our tent?
No.
Yeah. So this is a gas fire.
It should not be right by dry leaves or dry grass.
Awesome. So this is a dry fire, and it's on a ring up off the ground. So that makes it safe for this area where we're in right now. It's way closer to the house and way closer to the tent than I would have a normal wood fire. What's next? Do you remember? Be considerate in the outdoors. Millie, you're a tenderfoot, right? Can you tell us what it means to be considerate in the outdoors?
It means to be considerate of the animals that live in the outdoors.
Yeah, the animals. What else?
And to be considerate of other people who might be camping.
Yeah, and other people too. That's so good. And then the last one, do you remember the last one?
No.
The last one has a really hard word. It's called conservation. Conservation-minded. What does that mean? Does anybody know? Do you know that one?
Yeah.
Conservation, what does that mean?
It means to think about preserving the area instead of just thinking about, oh, I want to camp, so I'm going to camp.
Yeah, conservation means to preserve or to keep the way it is. So when we're conservation minded, we're going to be really careful that we clean up after ourselves. We're not ruining anything. We're not chopping down trees or carving our initials in the wood or anything like that. So now you guys know what it means. Are you ready to say the outdoor code with me? Stand up. Well, do your best. Stand up, please. All right, Cub Scout sign. As an American, I will do my best to be clean in my outdoor manners, to be careful with fire, to be considerate in the outdoors, and to be conservation-minded. Next thing we need to know is our leave no trace principles. Now, I've got some hand signs for these to help you remember them, okay? We'll go through them pretty quick. Number 1 is know before you go. Say it.
Know before you go.
That means we're going to have a plan. We're going to know where we're going. We're going to know what we need to take. We're going to be prepared with our food and know what the weather's going to be like. All of those things. Okay? So number 1 is
Know before you go.
good job, Andrea. Number 2 goes like this, like we're walking down a path.
Stay on the trail.
Good. Number 2 is take the right path. Say it.
Take the right path.
Good. So that means we're going to hike and camp on durable surfaces, okay? So that means rock and meadows are going to be much better than mud or stream beds, okay? Those are very fragile areas, okay? And if we're hiking, we're going to stay on the trail, right? All right, number 3 looks like a fork, like when we need to pick up the trash and we don't want to use our hands, right? You ever seen those trash forks? Okay, so number 3 is trash your trash. This is going to include everything, right? Like plastics, papers, food, even human and dog waste, okay? So make sure that you clean up all your messes. Number 4 is when you're looking and you leave what you find. When you find something really cool, you're going to leave what you find. Good job. Number 5. What's number 5 you like?
Careful with fire.
Number 5 is be careful with fire. What's number 6? We're going to take our 6 and we're going to split it up. And put it up on our head like ears to remind us to respect wildlife. That's right. Now, respecting wildlife means that we are not camping in areas where the wildlife is going to go through to get food or water. It means we're staying away from the streams where they have to go drink. It means that we're not feeding them and we're staying away from them. Okay, those are all really important things to do, right? That was 6. Now number 7 goes like this. We've got 2 people over here and I'm over here and I'm saying hi. Hi. What's number 7 do you think?
Respect others.
Yeah, we want to respect other visitors. Be kind to other visitors. So we're not going to play our music too loud. We're not going to be too loud. And we're going to be really friendly.
That should
right?
be done. So, here's done, people, and this is you saying hi.
And that's you saying, well, there's only 7 principles. So number 7 is like that. All right, let's go through them all really fast. Number 1 is know before you go. Number 2
Is
take the right path. Number 3
is
trash your trash. Number 4
Leave
what you find. Number 5 be careful with fire. Number 6 respect wildlife. Number 7 is respect other visitors. Good job, guys. We traded spots. Awesome. So I'm going to show you some of the things I packed to go camping. This is super important, okay? So you remember last time I tried my whistle? It wasn't very loud. So I got myself a new whistle. It is much better. Let's see what else. I've got, because we're camping, you'll need an adult that's got some way to start a fire. You've noticed we've got our fire here. this is our gas fire. So it is way closer to the tent and the house than I would usually have a normal fire. Because you want to make sure that that's distant enough that any sparks aren't going to catch your tent or your house or the trees or the leaves or the grass or anything else on fire, okay? So make sure that you're playing safe with fire. I've got my sun protection and my rain protection. I've got my first aid kit.
Mom?
I've also got a bigger first aid kit over in the box behind you that we'll go through in a minute. We've got our insect repellent, okay? Now, if you are a bear or a wolf or higher and you have your safety chip, you may bring your pocket knife, but you have to have earned that safety chip first and shown us that you know how to use this safely, okay?
It's
I'm
called a
gonna put
whittling
that
chip.
bit away. Oh yeah, the whittling chip, thank you. Got my flashlight and this. Now, we're backyard camping right now, so I'm not gonna need my Biffy bag, but if you are staying out in the woods and there was no bathroom around, you're gonna wanna make sure that you're packing your personal hygiene items, okay? And you notice I've got this in a plastic baggie because toilet paper, you don't want to bury that, okay? You are going to pack it in and pack it out. Let's see, so those are my essentials. What else do we have? Oh, and water. She's got my water over there. I was drinking it. And you saw our cooler full of food. So we're set, right? All right, let's see what else is in my backpack. So I brought some gloves and a hat because it gets cold at night, and a sweatshirt to help keep me warm. I'm gonna want that. See, I brought some dry, warm pajamas to put into when I go to bed. I brought a t-shirt and a clean pair of socks for tomorrow. So that's super important. And then if you look into our tent, we've got our sleeping bags and our pillows, so we are ready to be comfortable and sleep. In addition to what you need personally, you're also gonna need stuff for the family. For example, we're gonna be making meals, right? So I have our gas campfire. You might have a stove. You might just go inside and use the microwave. We're backyard camping. That'll be okay this time. But make sure that you think about all those things that you're gonna need. So if we turn around right here, this is our camp box. It's got in here, it always has random snacks just in case. It's got garbage bags and a knife. It's got fire starters. It has a little broom because we want to make sure to keep clean. And it's just full of stuff. It's got an extra tarp if we need it. It's got our bigger first aid kit. It's got a big pot. It's got extra water. It's got cleaning supplies. It's got bowls and a cutting board and a mallet and Ziploc baggies. You can just see there's all sorts of good stuff in there. So for whatever we might need, we're ready. Now that we have got everything packed, we've got our tent set up, and we are ready to sit back and relax, we're going to talk just a little bit about weather. Because when we're camping, weather can change very suddenly. So it's really important before you go camping that you take a look at the weather report. Now, it's not always going to be right and accurate. Sometimes it will snow and you're like, where did that come from? That wasn't on the weather report. So make sure that you're prepared no matter what, right? That's the Boy Scout motto, be prepared. As Cub Scouts, what do? We do our best. And sometimes our best might be packing it up and going home. We need to make those kinds of choices, okay? But for weather, what if it starts raining?
Like it did just now?
Did it start to rain just now? I
Yeah,
didn't even
it's
feel a
starting
drop.
to rain.
Our cameraman felt a drop. So in my backpack, I had my rain poncho. You can see on our tent, we have our rain fly. That's gonna help protect us.
I'm not using chocolate this time.
And like I mentioned, we just camped up on the hill. So if it rains really hard, all that water will go down away from us. Now it's really important that you consider not camping by a stream because you want to avoid flash floods. But what if there is a flash flood? What if you're in an area and it's completely dry and all of a sudden there's water all around you in a flash flood? You are just going to drop everything and you are going to head for high ground, whether that's in your vehicle if it's available or just hiking up the nearest mountain, okay? So that's what we're going to do if there's a flash flood. Next, what if there's thunder and lightning? Now you guys, a little bit of thunder and lightning is okay, but we've got to be really careful. Lightning is very dangerous, okay? You notice we're camping really close to a tree. And if there's lightning, what is it going to hit? It's going to hit that tree. And if that tree falls on us, it's going to collapse our tent. So we want to be careful that 1, we're not directly under anything, but also 2, we're not the tallest thing around. So yes, you want to be around trees, but you got to be careful that you're in a safe zone, then they're not going to fall on you, okay? Now if the thunder and lightning gets really bad, it's going to be safe to just pack it up and take it home, okay? Safety first. What if there is a fire? Okay, now this is one reason that we always be really careful with fire, okay? Now ours is a gas fire, so I'm not too worried about it, but I'm still out here supervising. I don't want anybody to get burned, right? But if we have a wood fire and there's sparks going, okay, that's gonna happen if there's a lot of sap in green sticks that you put on the fire. That's going to cause a lot of extra sparks. But no matter what you put in there, okay, it's going to have some sparks flying. If it lands on something dry, then that can light a fire. So it's really important that you have water nearby, that you're careful with fire, you're not playing and just poking sticks in and stirring it up and doing stuff like that. But if there is a fire and you need to get away, it's going to be very similar to that flood, okay? You're just going to drop everything and you're going to go. A really smart thing to do in case of an emergency is always back your vehicle in, okay? Just pull in backwards. So if you need to load everybody in and go, you can just pull straight out, okay?
When we go camping, we don't usually do a lot of electronics. I might take some pictures on my phone, but we don't usually have internet or anything like that. But this time, I'm going to tell you what, not only do you have the opportunity to go camping online with Jody, I am going to do a Cub Scout campfire with you guys. So I'm going to send you a link through Zoom, and we're going to log on, and we're going to do a game. We're going to do some, I'm going to let each family do a skit, and we're just going to have a really good time, okay? So that's going to be the exception. Electronics are going to be allowed this weekend.
On Friday night, we are going to have a virtual campfire. I'm going to send you a Zoom link, and we're going to play a game together. We're going to get to see each other. We're going to do skits together. We're going to have a good time, okay? So that will be at 6:30 on Friday night. I'll send you a link. Lions, for that evening, I want you to choose your favorite jungle animal. You're going to tell us why it's your favorite jungle animal, and is yours the monkey? You're going to tell us what noise it makes, and you're going to communicate with us with a loud jungle noise and a soft jungle noise. Okay, tigers, I need your family to make a skit about why you should trash your trash and, or, either one, how you can be clean in your outdoor manners. Got that, tigers? I'll send an email. I'll let you know, okay? Wolves, I want you to make a skit about how you can be prepared for possible changes in the weather. And I want you to talk about being safe with fire. So you can choose one of those two things to make a skit about. Bears, I want you to choose any of the Leave No Trace principles or about our 10 essentials, about what to pack when you go camping, okay? So choose one of those themes for your skit. And Weeblos, you are going to do a skit about how to apply the outdoor code and Leave No Trace when you go camping, okay?